Hi, and welcome to our presentation of our project Adapting the Value Creation Wheel tool with our consultant company PATHfindr. First, I want to introduce you to our amazing team that comprises individuals with diverse backgrounds and experiences. First, we have Renee, then myself, Jacqueline, we have Joao and Lupo. Today, we will guide you through the journey we embarked on to address the challenges faced by PATHfindr. Let's begin with a brief overview. PATHfindr approached us with a pressing issue, reaching out to young people in Austria for their educational services. The CEO, Michael, sought our assistance in devising effective solutions. After walking carefully through every innovation value creation wheel steps and a strong collaboration with our KDM, we came up with three main ideas, all focused on their website. The first idea is adding education and career information on the PATHfindr website. The second is about a referral system, implementing a referral program benefiting both PATHfindr and the students. And finally, implementing search engine optimization. More details about the ideas will come later in phase 4, where Joao and I talk more in depth about our ideas. But let's start from the scratch with phase 1, where we rewind to the project's inception and how we actually kickstarted our journey. We started with phase 1, having 1A as the diagnostic part. In this phase, it was all about context and background. As we worked with PATHfindr, it was super important to get to know what PATHfindr does, all about their teams and their resources, and also what kind of issue they are tackling to understand the whole ecosystem. PATHfindr is a social startup that established in 2022 in Austria. It is led by the CEO Michael Buchberger, and he was the one actually who approached us with their current challenge. Michael, who is deeply committed to social issues, especially in education, was eager to collaborate with our university. During our initial meeting, we get to know ourselves with PATHfindr structure and goals. They provide free educational and career consultation services to students aged 14 to 16 via Discord. To understand the context better, we delved into the Austrian school system and the challenges students face, especially those from non-academic backgrounds or immigrant families. In Austria, the ninth school year marks the end of compulsory education, leaving students to decide between an apprenticeship or higher education, which is a very difficult decision, especially if you don't have any support from home. So we figured out there is actually a huge issue of having a lack of information in Austria, and since it is a very young age to decide very important decisions, there is a huge need into consultation. PATHfindr's consultation services aims to bridge this information gap. Additionally, we did the 5 C's analysis, where we understood what they are doing, who their target group is, but also to understand if there are competitors. There are indeed competitors that are usually already established many years ago. Two main are the Arbeiterkammer and Sindbad. Notably, Arbeiterkammer also supports PATHfindr financially, since it's like the chamber of work in Austria. From the collaborators' side, we have schools. Right now, one strategy of PATHfindr is to call schools and ask them if they have time for a 2-hour gap to introduce them in the school, who PATHfindr is and what their consultation services are. So far, this is the best strategy when it comes to increasing awareness of the services. And then further collaborators are companies, universities. We have Lehrstelle.at as the latest one, saferinternet.at and Teach for Austria. When it comes to the climate, it was very interesting when the KDM mentioned that there is a trend of having more screen time, like on the phone, on the laptop, everywhere. And that's actually why they have Discord as main platform, because they want to tackle this trend with the students. Of course, all the educational career consultation are going more through a digital service, and mental health is more and more important, also for students, of course. And data privacy is an important topic when it comes to online services provided to young students. Another part of the context and background part was to create a vision, mission, and values according to PATHfindr, which are already approved with our KDM Michael. As a vision, we have to become the leading educational counseling reference in Austria, helping all the young people to discover their potential and career opportunities. And for the mission, we created PATHfindr provides personalized and tailored career counseling to young people in Austria, inspiring them to embrace their passions and aspirations. Next, we also conducted a SWOT analysis to identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And next, from the SWOT analysis, we went to the TAUS analysis and discovered that there is a lot of strengths and opportunities for PATHfindr, and that we can connect them as a strategy, such as rising demand to online meetings and online platforms. But of course, there are also weakness threat strategies we need to take care of, such as needed exploring alternative funding opportunities. After understanding the context and background, we looked at the challenge again and redefined it. Here we can see the challenge. So after we've redefined it, it was how does PATHfindr increases its reach with young people aged from 14 to 16 through its digital educational and career counseling services. We re-evaluated the situation, if this is really a challenge or if it could be easily solved. And our conclusion was it was a real challenge that needs to be solved with the innovation value creation wheel, as without growth, the company would be not sustainable. And due to the different behaviors of this generation on social media, the level of digital competence and the dynamic online environment is a real challenge. And as we had a really good contact with our KDM, who is also the CEO, we were ready to tackle our redefined challenge. Defining the 3Ms, we met with Michael again to understand what the current resources of PATHfindr are. So we have here, when it comes about money, he explained us that they raised last year 500,000 of funding, and they already spent 130k in 2023. When it comes about manpower, they have 160 hours paid per week. And also notably and important is that PATHfindr works mainly through volunteers. So we have career counselors and community members who are dedicating their free time to answer questions of the students on Discord. When it comes to Minute, the KDM is very involved in our challenge, and the marketing manager was already mentioning in the beginning that she would be very interested into giving us her insights of the challenge. With this information, we applied the cause and effect analysis, where we figure out very fast that there is more behind in the sector's people, partnerships, and process. After understanding the context, redefining the challenge, and we were ready to settle our expected KPIs. Here we can see our KPIs. So we had a conversion rate, which measures the effectiveness of PATHfindr's efforts in converting the potential clients into actual clients, which they basically already had We have the new client acquisition rate. We have satisfaction with inter-team communication, very important for us, the inclusivity, and understanding the value creation model since it's the first time we get to know it and apply it, and then the project conclusion.
Since we now have a better overview over our challenge, we go into the second phase. The second phase is about increasing. It's about generating ideas, criteria, and purifying these concepts. Let us start with the ideas. In phase 2 of the VCW method, we're focusing on the research component of developing our strategy. This phase is crucial as it lays the foundation for our idea generation and selection process. At first, we started gathering feedback by the KDM, so the founder and CEO of PATHfindr. The objective here is to understand their vision and strategic priorities directly. This will ensure that the ideas we generate are aligned with the company's overall goals. Secondly, we also had interviews with another key stakeholder, namely the marketing manager. This helped us to gather diverse perspectives within the company and also to understand specific challenges and opportunities from different angles. We then conducted primary and secondary research. The primary research we did in class, and secondary we also did with the use of AI and other technological solutions. Using innovative methods like brainwriting, we generated ideas independently. This method allowed every team member to contribute ideas to the group without the influence of the group dynamics. It's an effective way to ensure that all voices are heard and diverse ideas are gathered. Finally, we brought all the ideas from brainwriting into a dynamic brainstorming session. This is where we discussed, refined, and expanded on the ideas and leveraged the creative synergy of the team. In phase 2A, we focused on developing strategic ideas completely by ourselves in these 3 key areas to enhance PATHfindr's engagement with adolescents aged 14 to 16 years old. At first, in digital presence and tools, we are boosting our social media efforts and digital interfaces to keep our platform engaging and responsive. This includes more interactive content and real-time counseling features to cater directly to the needs of our users. For outreach and engagement, we are extending our reach into schools with workshops and leveraging online communities to foster a deeper connections with students and their broader networks, also including parents and siblings. Under business model and growth, we are assessing sustainable growth options like combining free and premium services and exploring partnerships to expand our resource base. These initiatives were crafted from feedback gathered from the KDMs and comprehensive market research, ensuring that they are both innovative and align with our organizational goals. In this phase, we've broadened our strategy to include secondary ideas across 4 categories to deepen our engagement with the target audience. For that, we used AI and other technological solutions. At first, outreach and engagement, we are leveraging digital tools to expand our reach. This includes enhancing our social media presence, engaging influencer partnerships, and optimizing our SEO strategies. Notably, we are also planning to develop a dedicated app to provide streamlined access to our services. In educational content and engagement, our focus is on delivering interactive and micro-learning content that is both engaging and educational. We will feature podcasts with inspiring young role models and share success stories from our alumni, further enriching our content with peer-to-peer learning platforms. We also have ideas regarding community and collaboration. We aim to foster a strong community connection through, for example, hosting esports events and partnering with educational institutions. Additionally, our strategy includes organizing students' competitions and webinars to provide continuous learning and engagement opportunities. In parental and career development focus, we want to recognize the influence of parental support. And we're sending out informational newsletters and creating resources like branded Snapchat filters to aid in career explorations. Free introductory sessions and ongoing feedback collections will ensure that we remain responsive and adaptive to our users' needs. Each of these ideas is designed to not only attract our young audience, but also to involve the broader community, ensuring a comprehensive approach to career and educational guidance. Now that we covered the ideas, we will deep dive into the second phase, 2B, namely the creation of the criteria. Let's start with the primary filters, so the filters we did in class completely on ourselves. In this phase, we've established 6 primary filter categories to evaluate our strategic initiatives, ensuring they align with Pathfinder's operational needs and strategic goals. At first, impact and effectiveness. We assess the short and long-term impacts, focusing on measurable outcomes, regulatory compliance, and accessibility for all communities. The ideas also have to be technologically feasible. This involves checking if we have the necessary technology and expertise to implement our ideas effectively. Also, user engagement and growth. We want to evaluate how well each strategy will attract and retain members and enhance the interaction with our platform. Of course, the ideas also have to align with Pathfinder's values. It's critical that all initiatives reflect our brand image, uphold our core values, and protect user privacy. In operational capacity and resources, we consider our manpower and scalability to ensure that we can sustainably support these initiatives. The ideas also have to be financially viable. Each idea must be financially feasible with a clear path to achieving a return on investment in a reasonable time frame. Coming to the secondary filters, we see that some of them are covering the primary filters again, but we also have the filters which go beyond. The same with the ideas. So let's start with the user's engagement and growth. We want to prioritize initiatives that have a clear potential for engagement and measurable outcomes for our users, ensuring that they really provide value. Secondly, technological feasibility. It is important that we include factors like cross-platform compatibility and adherence to regulatory standards. When we look at the financial viability, we look at the funding and revenue potential of each idea, ensuring the cost effectiveness to maintain financial health. One of the key points, one of the key filters is innovation and differentiation. Our ideas must not be only innovative, but also distinctly different from what's available in the market to create a unique position for Pathfinder. Also, sustainability. It's vital that each initiative can be sustained over the long term, contributing to the ongoing success and growth of our business. The ideas and filters also have to align with Pathfinder's values. Finally, all strategies must align with our core values and objectives, fostering community engagement and upholding our brand's integrity. Since we now have come up with our ideas and our filters, we want to purify these concepts. That means that we want to divide our ideas and filters into 4 categories, as you will see in the following. The purification of ideas basically consists of 4 categories: kill, review, multiply, and keep. As you can see, we have 7 kill ideas. Kill doesn't mean that we throw away the ideas. The kill ideas are the ideas which are too general, and we have to go deeper into the formulation of these ideas. For example, the targeting of gamers on Discord. This is very general, and that's why we killed the idea. The review ideas are less general, but still have to be reviewed. For example, the first mover on sharing educational changes. We have 10 ideas in total for the review section. We don't have any multiply ideas, but we have 29 ideas which we will keep. These are also the ideas we will later present to the KDM. For example, one of the keep ideas is a referral system among member students. Of course, these ideas are also not detailed into infinity, but we will present them to the KDM, and together with the KDM, we will refine these ideas and then come up with a very good concept. The same procedure we just did with the ideas, we also do with the criteria. The purification of criteria is similar to the purification of the ideas. In total, we killed 3 filters, for example, the short-term impact. Why did we do this? We killed the short-term impact because it's too vague. It's very hard to define what is short-term. It's also very hard to track progress in the short term. And because we are operating in a business which is marked by a lot of uncertainty, it's hard to define time horizons and also to define this filter. The regulatory anticipation is an example of an idea of a criteria which we review. The strategy must predict future government regulation, which is really hard. That's why we will also go into more detail. The same with the kill idea, by the way, we will also go into more detail about it. The keep ideas are, the keep filters are 30 in total. We keep 30 filters, which we will also present to the KDM in the end. For example, the fact that the idea is consistent with the brand image and with the core values.
Okay, so now that we already came up with the ideas and the criteria to solve the defined challenge and also purify these two, it is also time to move on to phase 3 under the name of assess. Okay, so the first thing we did in phase number 3 was meeting with Michael, so PATHfindr's founder, and also our key decision maker. Okay, so in this meeting, we have talked to the KDM about the different ideas we have left after purifying them in the Booker method, as my colleague Renee explained before. And basically, from all these ideas, the KDM selected the ones he found the most suitable ones to solve the challenge defined in the beginning of this project. And as such, as you can see, he selected 11 ideas. Some of these are related to increasing the presence in online platforms such as social media like Instagram or TikTok, but also PATHfindr's website. And some of other ideas were strongly related to content creation and consequently the user's engagement, of course. And last but not least, Michael also selected ideas that have the aim of building and expanding the community and the awareness of PATHfindr's services. Okay, so after we get this process done for the ideas, we did the same for the purified criteria. Okay, so here the key decision maker not only gave a proposal about some criteria that he would like to have in our project, let's say this way, but also selected the ones he preferred from the ones we had already created. So the first conclusion that we take from here is that he proposed criteria that was very much in line with the criteria that the team already had defined. So these were related to measurement of outcomes, feasibility, and manpower, basically. And finally, the 10 filters selected address different concerns and priorities, whether they be technical, financial, and also, for example, about the alignment with Pathfinder's values and mission, and so on. Okay, so getting the filter selected, it is now time to rank these, as we will see in the next slide. Okay, so these are the 10 filters ranked to be used in this order in the value creation funnel, as we will talk later during this presentation. And yeah, so being in the first position, the financial feasibility, and for example, in the last one, the regulation. Here, we also have selected two optional filters, two nice-to-have filters, so they can be used after the implementation of the value creation funnel in the multi-criteria decision analysis, also known as MCDA. So here we have increasing engagement and interaction and synergy with other strategies. And we also decided that we were giving these two criteria basically the same weight, 50% for the decision process. Okay, so now that we already have both criteria and ideas selected, we can start to basically narrow our options to finally get our final ideas. That will solve the challenge that was defined in the beginning of this project. So with that being said, we move on to the next phase, phase number 4, phase narrow. So the first step of this phase, the phase number 4, is the value creation funnel that will be explained in the next slide. Okay, so the value creation funnel, also known as VCF, is basically the process where we filter each idea that we selected through each criterion by the order defined and mentioned in the phase number 3. So this means that, for example, an idea passes through the first filter, and if the idea complies with this criterion, it advances to the next stage, where it is basically tested again by the next filter. And this process is repeated until the idea passes through all of these 10 filters, or until the idea is killed by one of the filters, of course. And now that I explained how this funnel works, we can see that only 4 out of 11 ideas pass these 10 filters, which are basically add basic information on the website, SEO strategies, the non-monetary referral system among member students, and last but not least, send informational newsletters to parents. After we narrow our 11 selected ideas into 4, it is now time to narrow it a little bit more, let's say. So now we will use the multi-criteria decision analysis to filter the 4 ideas left through the 2 optional criteria also mentioned in the phase number 3. So as you can see here, only 3 ideas survived these 2 filters, being informational newsletters to parents, basically disqualified in the race, so to speak. So this way, we get the 3 final ideas, which are add basic information on the website, non-monetary referral system among students, and SEO strategies. So now that we know which ideas make more sense to solve our challenge, taking into consideration the defined criteria, we can start to develop their concepts, their value propositions, and go a little further by exemplifying how we envision these ideas happening through some prototypes. And all of this is done in these 2 next steps that we decided to merge to make the process flow more easily, let's say. And obviously, we'll start with the idea number 1, which is add basic information about Austrian education system. And we'll get more deep into it in the next slide. So the first idea consists of providing a centralized platform, in this case, Pathfinder's website, of course. And this centralized platform will offer relevant information, not only about the Austrian school system, but also about different educational and career paths that students can take. In here, the users can find tips, regulations, inspirations, and also some guidance. And this strategy not only benefits users, making the information they need more conveniently available, but at the same time, it also benefits Pathfinder. And this in a way that they can increase their website's traffic, but at the same time, they can also increase their visibility and, of course, their awareness. So we also conducted a 6Ms analysis for each idea. And regarding this idea, we can understand that its message and mission is based on highlighting the value that the centralized platform with all of this information can has on the market, which is the target group that we already defined in the beginning of this project, but also the whole educational community interested in this kind of information, such as parents and teachers, for example. And regarding the money, this idea will require some investment for the development, but also for the maintenance of the website, of course, and always to update all the information necessary. And a way to measure the strategy's performance is the website's traffic, basically. And the idea will be communicated on the website, of course, but also in social media platforms and even at schools, for example, during workshops. So, as you can see here, we have created a prototype. Of course, this will not be the final result, but the idea is to include these sort of sections where we can find in each of them a combination of specific, like in relevant information. And as you can see in this prototype, we have topics like such as education, apprenticeships, and then we also have consulting for the consulting services, the specific consulting services, and another section about Pathfinder itself. So moving on to the planning, operating, and controlling process, we have defined some phases for the entire implementation plan. So firstly, we will need to understand what kind of relevant and specific information will be necessary to integrate into Pathfinder's website. Of course, we'll also need to hire a web developer, which has already been approved by the KDM after a meeting. Then we'll gather the information and make sure that the website sticks to Pathfinder's mission and Pathfinder's values, of course. And after some testing, we implement the idea, we gather feedback, and make any potential improvements. And finally, we contact some partners so they can promote our new feature to their target group. Okay, so now let's delve into the second idea, which is non-monetary referral system among member students. Okay, so this second idea consists of a referral system where a personal link is attributed to each student member that must be shared with 5 people. This in order to invite them to sign in Pathfinder's website. And this way, the users who actually comply with these requirements get discounts at partner brands, And obviously, regarding the benefits on this strategy for the users, they not only get discounts, but also the new members get the chance to actually get access to quality educational services. And in case of Pathfinder, obviously they can have the opportunity to have their visibility, reach, and also their engagement increased. Okay, so regarding the 6 M's, the message and the mission is related to the increasing of student members and basically its consequent chance of getting access to better information and also better prices. About the money, the investment required relates to the creation of the referral system on the website. The measurement of results are necessary to the price distribution, but also to understand if this strategy is being successful or not, and what to do to actually improve it. The market is students from 14 to 16 years old, but also, as mentioned before, the entire educational community, like professors, parents, and so on. And the promotion of this system will happen on the website and on social media platforms, as we'll see in the next slide. Okay, so here you have a prototype for a web page where Pathfinder can explain how this process works, having also access to the established partnerships and also to the personal link. And on the right side, there is a potential post for Pathfinder's Instagram page in order to promote the referral system. Okay, so to finish this idea, we have also a planning, operating, and controlling process. And as such, we have defined some important phases. So firstly, it is necessary to conduct a market research. And why? So in order to analyze the target audience, so we can also understand what are the better companies and the better discounts to establish partnerships with. It is also necessary to hire someone, okay? But here we have to take into consideration that this person would also be the person who would be in charge of the development of the first idea mentioned before. Then we need to negotiate with the different companies so we can create the information and the necessary online resources. And after this, we test the referral system, we implement it, and after this, we check the feedback from the users to basically understand and check if there's this need to implement any kind of adjustments to the referral system.
Now we move on to our final idea, the implementation of search engine optimization. The idea includes the implementation of SEO on the Pathfinder website. As we found out through our meetings with the KDM, but also through the findings of the marketing department, Pathfinder has invested very little in SEO strategies and is not very active in this area. We have also tried it ourselves by Googling typical educational terms, but also the company name directly, and the company's website is not displayed at all or at the bottom of the ranking. Of course, this has a tremendous impact of the awareness not only to students who search for advice on Google, but also people who are affected by this service, such as parents. Keyword optimization would be one main part of this idea, where it would be important to first figure out what the main keywords are that are relevant when the target group searches for educational services. Pathfinder would benefit from this idea, as an improved ranking would make the company more visible to potential users. Furthermore, For sustainable long-term success, SEO strategies are unavoidable. Brand awareness also benefits here in particular. In Austria, educational counseling should be associated with Pathfinder in people's minds in the future. This is the best achieved by making the brand known with its values and service. The user benefits by having a better customer experience. Right now, the students hear from Pathfinder either through the in-class workshops or through social media. It would be much more convenient to just search for keywords and the website appears first, as often we do forget the specific URLs, the website per se. And of course, students who are just seeking for advice are finding the support much easier if Pathfinder shows up first in the ranking. If we look at the 6 M's of Idea 3, we have first the mission. The mission would be to improve the visibility and brand awareness of Pathfinder among students and parents to ensure they know where and who to reach out when they are in need of the services. For the money part, it would need to hire someone who has experience in SEO. Could be someone from Idea 1 who is affine in web development and has skills in SEO. About the media, it should focus on channels and platforms where students are most active, such as TikTok, and where they are most likely to search for services, such as Pathfinders. If we go to message, it will require to identify the keywords that are relevant for the students and optimize then website content, meta tags, and other on-page elements to align with these keywords. Furthermore, measuring the idea would be typical SEO KPIs such as website views, conversion rates, and traffic of keywords. And the market would be the Pathfinder's target group, but also anyone who is interested into getting more into educational and career opportunities in Austria. Next, we see how the prototype could look like. We are aware that prototyping search engine optimization would be obsolete, so we created a visual of how it could look like after the implementation. If, for example, the user searches school counseling in German, of course, then Pathfinder, I think now here you can see it, if you would search for school counseling in German, Pathfinder would show up first in the ranking. Finally, I want to talk about what the next steps would look like, especially for Idea 3. Phase 1 would require what I already mentioned, the identification of which keywords are actually relevant for someone who is in need for Pathfinder services. In addition, testing the effectiveness of various SEO tactics such as content creation, link building, and technical SEO improvements. And of course, it would require to hiring someone with this expertise, as there is no one in the team who would have this expertise according to the KDM right now. So we would recommend to hire a freelance SEO specialist who can implement both the SEO and web development changes. In phase 2, the implementation happens and the launch. By adapting the content according to the SEO strategy with cost-effective website templates, a clean design, mobile responsiveness, and fast loading times, a better user experience will be ensured. And before and after launch, of course, fixing technical issues and errors shall be checked beforehand and fixed to ensure a great experience on Pathfinder's website. In phase 3, it will be all about gathering the feedback of how well the implementation worked. These can be conducted by surveys, social media polls, or website feedback forms, and do not require a lot of money investment. Furthermore, analyzing search queries and browsing behavior will be necessary here to better understand the user and its needs. In the final phase, a combination of the website with already existing social media channels can be leveraged. With this, an engagement with the followers and communities to increase visibility can be created. And establishing partnerships with various methods to acquire backlinks and referrals to improve the search engine rankings.
We have now reached the fifth and final stage of our project, the act phase. We have now reached the fifth and final stage of our project, the act phase. In phase 5A, we dive into the 3 M's, manpower, minute, and money, to ensure the feasibility and efficiency of our proposed ideas. In phase 5, for idea 1, our primary focus is on securing the necessary manpower and resources to develop and maintain an informational website. We'll need to recruit a skilled web developer proficient in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or CMS platforms like WordPress, along with content creators who possess expertise in researching and organizing information about the Austrian school system. Time is of the essence here, as the process of hiring a web developer can vary and may take up to 4 to 8 weeks. The period from hiring to final launch of the website will take 4 to 6 weeks. Regarding money, we'll explore options such as hiring a paid developer or leveraging volunteer resources to minimize costs. Moving on to idea 2, we'll need again to hire a skilled developer to integrate the referral system into PATHfindr's website. This includes web development expertise to build the necessary functionality and a marketing manager to create and promote content and engage with users. The hiring process for a web developer can take a few weeks to a couple of months, depending on availability and recruitment efforts. As with the idea 1, we'll explore both a paid and a volunteer option to manage costs efficiently. For idea 3, our focus shifts to leveraging existing resources and partnerships to enhance PATHfindr's online visibility. We'll need a skilled individual with expertise in SEO to optimize the website for the search engines, improve site speed, and analyze user trends. Given the specialized nature of SEO, we'll explore options such as hiring a freelancer, SEO specialist, or upskilling existing team members. By tapping into open source SEO tools and platforms, we can minimize financial investments while maximizing results. In phase 5A, we also delve into the business model considerations for each of our proposed ideas, focusing on key aspects such as partners, activities, resources, value propositions, customer relationships, channels, customer segments, cost structure, and revenue streams. For idea 1, our business model revolves around establishing key partnerships with schools, companies, educational experts, and consultants to gather and prioritize information. The key activities involve content creation, back-end website development, and information dissemination. Our key resources include a skilled web developer and content creators. The value proposition lies in offering comprehensive and accessible information to students and parents, strengthening customer relationships through self-services options, and leveraging social media channels and partnerships to reach our target audience. While the cost structure primarily involves website development and maintenance costs, there are no direct revenue streams as the information is freely accessible to all users. For idea 2, our business model relies on partnerships with partner companies to provide discount deals and collaborations with internal teams for content creation and website integration. The key activities include market research, content creation, and negotiating with partners. Our key resources include PATHfindr's employees, the website, and partnerships. The value proposition lies in empowering users to engage with PATHfindr's services and offering discounts on companies of interest, thereby enhancing customer relationships and driving user engagement. The channels for promotion include the website and the social media platforms, targeting students aged 14 to 16 years old and their parents or legal guardians. While the cost structure involves manpower for system development and promotion, there are no direct revenue streams as the referral system operates on a non-monetary basis. Finally, for idea 3, our business model involves partnering with open source SEO tools and platforms to support PATHfindr's SEO strategy. The key activities include website optimization, trend identification, and user insight analysis. Our key resources include PATHfindr employees, SEO tools, and the website. The value proposition lies in increasing PATHfindr's visibility and attracting organic traffic, thereby empowering users to discover educational and career resources independently. The channels for implementation include the website and social media platforms, targeting students aged 14 to 16 and their family members. While the cost structure may primarily involve free or low-cost SEO tools, there are no direct revenue streams as the focus is on improving PATHfindr services and user experience. In phase 5B, we transition to testing our implemented strategies and evaluating key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure their effectiveness. We have successfully completed the project within the proposed 12 weeks, meeting our initial timeline goal. We are currently evaluating the conversion rate and the new user acquisition rate in the months following the implementation of our ideas to gauge their impact on user engagement and growth. Our team has demonstrated a clear understanding of the value creation wheel framework, effectively applying it to develop and implement innovative solutions. Our team has maintained strong communication throughout the duration of the project, facilitating collaboration and ensuring efficient progress. We have fostered an inclusive environment where all team members feel valued and engaged, contributing to a positive team dynamic. In phase 5C, we emphasize the importance of effective implementation and control mechanisms to ensure our strategies are executed efficiently and produce the desired results. For idea 1, we'll outline a detailed implementation plan starting with a kickoff date on June 1st. The hiring process for the web developer and content creator will commence immediately, with a target launch date on August 1st. Throughout the implementation phase, we'll closely monitor progress and make necessary adjustments to ensure timely delivery and alignment with Pathfinder's goals. Similarly, for Idea 2, we'll follow a similar implementation timeline with a kickoff date on June 1st and a target launch date on August 1st. Collaboration with partner companies and the development of promotional content will be key focused areas during this phase. Regular communication and feedback loops will be established to track progress and address any challenges that arise. For Idea 3, our implementation plan will prioritize website optimization and content updates to improve Pathfinder's search engine visibility. We'll initiate the process on June 1st and aim to complete the necessary optimizations by August 1st. Ongoing monitoring and adjustments will be made to ensure the effectiveness of our SEO efforts and maintain alignments with Pathfinder's objectives. Now we move on to conclusion. So, in summary, these were our group's major lessons throughout the project. Teamwork and deadlines, structure processes, relation between ideas and filters, and last but not least, communication with the KDM and the stakeholders. Our application of the VCW framework has provided valuable insight and learnings for Pathfinder's future endeavors. The structured approach of the VCW method has enabled us to effectively navigate the complexities of value creation and innovation, ensuring an alignment with Pathfinder missions and goals. By leveraging the 3 M's and business model considerations, we've identified feasible and impactful strategies to enhance Pathfinder's services and value proposition. Through rigorous testing and evaluation of key performance indicators, we'll continue to refine our strategies and drive meaningful outcomes for Pathfinder and its stakeholders. By embracing a culture of continuous improvement and innovation, we are confident in our ability to deliver value and make positive impact in the lives of young people across Austria.